Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa, for those of you who don't know. And for today's video, I'm going to be testing out, I think I'm a wee bit late to the game, but I'm going to be testing out the Pure, don't really know how to say it, but I'm going to be testing out the Pure, let's say Pure. I think Pure, I don't know. 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Longwear Foundation. So I did get this in the shade MG7. And I did get this on Ulta, and I'm just gonna read a little bit more about this foundation. But if you guys are new here, I do have oily skin. Like, I'm super oily. It's summertime, and I want to put this foundation to the test. So this foundation cost $36. It is available on Ulta, and it also is available on the Pure website, Pure website. There are 40 shades of this, which is amazing, and they have so many different undertones, so many different colors, so it's really great. 40 is a lot, but I feel like everybody kind of has their own shade then, you know? It works. I know that this foundation has been getting a lot of, I don't want to say backlash, but kind of, just because some people say that 40 shades is too much, and I can agree. Like, it was a little hard to pick out my shade, but I think I'm pretty good at picking out my shade. I think this is gonna be a pretty good match, but I feel like with 40 shades you do get a lot of options, and there is a color for everyone. Like, sometimes when I'm looking at a foundation, I'm usually like a medium neutral color or a shade darker, shade lighter, just depending on if I self tan or not. And sometimes, like, I look and there's like 10 shades, there's like 8 shades, there's not a lot of shades. So I feel like with this, there's literally a shade for everybody, and I feel like that's really amazing. And I feel like more people need to take note that they did an amazing job. There's 40 different shades in here. There's a foundation for everyone. So I just wanted to quickly shout that out and say I appreciate that, because that's great. I feel like sometimes it's really difficult to find a foundation to match you, and it can sometimes be difficult for me. So I mean, I can just imagine for people with lighter skin tones than I am, or darker skin tones than I am, that it's even more difficult. So it's really good that they have a huge like color scheme of options, and I really appreciate that. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about this. This has Energy Complex, which is a combination of ginseng, green tea, and vitamin B that helps boost natural skin metabolism and rejuvenates the skin's appearance. It's gluten-free, vegan-free, cruelty-free. It helps smooth the skin and refine skin texture and tones. That's with the keratin complex. It has a polysaccharide film. I don't know if I said that right, but that is basically provides a protective breathable film on top of the skin to help shield from environmental stressors like pollution. And it has a Lington berry extract, which helps protect skin against abuse caused by high energy visible blue light, which is kind of like our phones and stuff like that, computers. This is formulated to instantly mask blemishes, imperfections, leaving behind a natural skin-like finish. It serves as a foundation and a concealer, and it conceals blemishes, dark spots, imperfections with a targeted doe foot applicator to achieve a flawless all-over coverage with a pump. Packed with skin-loving ingredients, it helps protect the skin against stressors like pollution, high visible blue light for a healthier looking complexion. So they say, if you guys don't know, this is actually, I'll just show you guys. So it actually has the pump right up here, which is like awesome. And then when you open it up, you get like a cool little doe foot, which is used for like spot concealing or your concealer in general. So I feel like that's really cool. I mean, I usually go a shade lighter under my eyes, but I didn't pick up a shade lighter, so I just am gonna deal with this and put this all over. For concealer, use a doe foot applicator to help conceal directly onto imperfections or dark spots. Blend using a complexion brush, which is not included. I didn't pick up the brush. I have my regular brush. I have my sponges here. So I usually use those products to blend and everything, so I feel like I should be okay with that. And then it says, for foundation, apply 1 to 2 pumps of foundation directly onto the face using your fingers. Blend it using a complexion brush. Again, I don't have that, but that's totally fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to prep my skin first. I usually don't like to mix my primers and stuff when I'm doing a first review, just because I know that these products work really well for my skin, so I don't like to mess that up. So for the spray, I'm actually going to be using the Photo Finish Primer Water. This is by Smashbox, Holy Grail. Alright, so I let that kind of soak into my skin. I actually have been loving this new combination. I know that this is gonna sound crazy, guys, but you guys know I love my Cane and Awesome primer. It is literally my holy grail. I use this even when I don't have foundation on. It is just amazing. You guys can see I am basically done with it. I'm squeezing out every single last like bit of primer that I have in here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on my face, and as you guys can see, it does have a little bit of a tint to it. And then what I like to do, Tatcha Canvas Primer, just right over here, just to help smooth out some of my pores. And then I've been putting it on my nose too, just so those pores aren't like really visible either. And literally, this is the best combination ever. So like I said before, I do have a sponge. This isn't a sponge. I do have a sponge, and I also do have a brush as well. It said to apply directly onto your face, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to use my sponge first. So I'm just going to put it on my fingers because that's what it said. I hope this is a good match. Again, this is the shade MG7. I feel like that's a pretty good match. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do half of my face with, I don't know if I put too much on or what, guys, but we're gonna see. And now I'm just going to tap and blend this all out. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good match. They do have a, it might be a little too yellow, but it's pretty good. They do have a little color sheet that you can look on. I think it was on Ulta's website I found it, and it was pretty accurate. It says look pretty good. A little bit too golden, but it's totally fine. It applied really nice though. It doesn't feel heavy. Sorry guys, I should have zoomed you in a little bit earlier, but it looks pretty good on the skin. It doesn't look cakey or anything like that. It looks like my skin, just better. Like the coverage is pretty good. I have to say I like it. It looks good with this. It looks good with the sponge. Now let me go ahead and try it with a brush next. Again, I'm just taking it on my hand, on my fingers, and just placing little dots. All right, now I just have my Sigma F80 brush, and what I like to do is I kind of like to tap and swirl just so I can get it into the skin. I'm using kind of stippling motions, but also swirly motions, if that makes sense. That did a really good job at covering up that redness that I had going on. My skin looks pretty even. I feel like the coverage is kind of the same. I might have gotten a little bit more coverage on the brush side. Sponge side feels a little bit lighter, if that makes any sense. So I did get, I feel like a little bit more coverage on this side, but the sponge side, I like the way the sponge side kind of feels, but they both look exactly the same. Like my pores look exactly the same on both sides. Pretty good so far, I have to say. I do like it. So far I like it. Let me try it as a concealer. So as the concealer, I'm gonna do is just take it out, and there is that little doe foot applicator, and I can go right underneath my eyes. And usually for concealer I use my sponge, so I have my sponge right here. I've actually been liking using this big sponge first. I'm just gonna go ahead and tap that in. I don't know how I like it as a concealer. Okay, this is a little bit harder for me because if you guys have watched me before, like I said before, I do like my concealers to be a little bit lighter, and I feel like personal preference, I do like my concealers to be a little lighter just because if you guys can see, I do have kind of deep dark circles, and when I use a lighter concealer, I feel like it kind of just brightens up my under eyes a little bit more, so I feel like I like that look. So it's not bad, but I would probably just use this as a foundation instead of a concealer. And I feel like I could get a tiny bit more coverage under there, under my eyes, but again, personal preference. It doesn't look bad. I actually want to powder my face. I feel like I would either go with the sponge or with the brush on for application, because truthfully they both look exactly the same. They both look really, really good. I'm trying to find like any imperfections or anything like that, and like it's not like settling funky around my nose. My pores look pretty good. It feels a little tacky. This side kind of dried down a little bit, but it feels a little tacky. It looks pretty good. It looks like my skin is just better. It's also really lightweight, so I do really like that. So I'm actually going to go ahead and set my under eyes a little bit. Okay, so let me look at the time. It is 1:14. I'm getting a little bit of a late start, but I'm going to wear this foundation for as long as possible today just to show you guys how it looks. And I'm going to go ahead and film another video, and I'm going to check in once I'm done. But my first impressions, I really like this foundation. My pores look really, really good. I'm going to go in a little bit closer for you guys so you guys could see like my pores right here. They look so good. I feel like everything just sat really, really nice on top of this foundation. Everything looks really, really good. There's no harsh lines. I'm so highlighted. There's no harsh lines or anything like that. I feel like it looks, I have to say, I feel like it looks good. There's no like cakiness so far. It looks pretty good. I feel like I might crease a little bit here. I don't know why, but hopefully not. But I feel like everything looks pretty good. Doesn't look cakey, doesn't look built up. For concealer, it's kind of settling into my fine lines a little bit faster than the rest of my concealers usually do, which is a little strange, but hopefully that doesn't get any worse. But so far I give it 2 thumbs up. I like how it applied. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing a lot of foundation. It looks pretty good. My skin looks flawless, so I do really like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my next video and finish off this makeup look, and then I will be right back, guys. Hey guys, so I just finished filming that other video that I was talking about, but it is now 1:51. I have to say, I'm liking how this looks. I feel like it looks pretty good. Everything is sitting really, really nice on top of the foundation. It's not settling into pores. I don't look greasy. It looks like my skin is just a lot better. So I really do, I'm liking it. I feel like it looks good. It's not looking cakey or anything like that. So I give this 2 thumbs up so far. It looks really, really good. I know it's only been about an hour or so, but I'm really feeling it so far. Let's see how this holds up for the rest of the day, and I will check in with you guys shortly. Hey guys, so it is now 3:16, and I've had this foundation on since 1:15, so it's been a few hours. But I went out to Harmon's and I just picked up a few things. I just wanted to give you guys a shot in like natural lighting so you guys could see how it is. I feel like this is actually a really good color match for me. Everything still looks really, really good. Coming in close for you guys, but everything still looks really good. I don't look oily. I don't look greasy. It just looks really natural. It looks like my skin. It just looks better than my skin. So I really do like this. It covered up my blemishes. I'm not looking cakey or anything like that either. It looks pretty good. I feel like this side you could see a little bit less texture than this side. That's just one thing that I did notice, like when I looked really, really up close. So this side I used the sponge and this side I did use the brush. But either way, I really, really like how both sides are looking. I really, really like this foundation so far. So still a win for me. I still like this. But I will check in with you guys shortly. Guys, so the setup is a little bit weird. I'm just chilling on my floor right now. It is 11:12. You are on my alarm clock, so let's hope you guys don't fall off. But this is the completed look at the end of the night. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit so you could really check out how my face is doing. So now that you guys are zoomed in, you could definitely see, I mean, I don't have my ring light on, I don't have studio lighting on anymore, but I was outside at a barbecue and I was even outside at Bahama Breeze, like just hanging outside basically all night. And basically I have to say, I feel like this foundation held up pretty well. So you guys could even see, like, I am looking a little shiny, like right on my forehead. Again, this is without any harsh lights. I do have daytime lights running, but I mean, everything looks pretty good. I don't look oily. I just look a little dewy, I want to say. Nothing really that bad. There is no like cakiness like anywhere around like my nose or anything like that. I mean, I do have to say my under eyes, I feel like if you guys could see, like my under eyes look a little bit more dry, like right up in here. But I mean, like I even said earlier, I probably wouldn't use this for under eye concealer. That is because two things. One, I feel like earlier I even stated how I felt like it kind of creased up a little quick rather than like my other concealers that I use. And secondly, I do like to go a little bit lighter on my under eyes, and that's just because I have dark circles. That is just one thing that I feel like personally I wouldn't use this as a concealer and a foundation, but as a foundation I really like it. I mean, it withstood 90-degree weather today in Jersey. It held up pretty good. I feel like now I would probably blot or put a little bit of powder on my forehead. It's been like a 10-hour wear test, so check-in time was 1:15. It's now 11:14, so a minute off. It's been about 10 hours of wear in the heat in the summer. It didn't rub off. Everything still looks really good. You could still see my highlight. Everything stayed on really well. I mean, the only thing that I did change was my lipstick, but everything looks really, really good. No cakiness. I'm not super oily. I feel like this is just like dewy, but it's really not bad, I have to say. And I'm usually an oily person, and this isn't that bad. So I would definitely like 100% recommend this foundation. I feel like it looks really, really good on my skin. Again, I just wouldn't use it as concealer. It's not horrible. I've had worse concealers, but that would be the only like negative. I feel like it didn't really rub off much around my chin. It didn't really rub off much around my nose, and I'm like that person where I sit like this or like this or like this. Like, I was touching my face a lot today, and I feel like it didn't really come off that much. It was really, really great. So it just sits really, really nice on top of my skin. I feel like if you have oily skin, you would definitely like this foundation, especially with the little mixture that I did as primer, meaning like the primer water, then Canyon Austin, and then just the Tatcha just to fill in the pores a little bit more. I feel like it's a great combination. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this wear test. I'm gonna leave it off here, but I hope that you guys enjoyed. Please let me know if you guys have tried this foundation and what you guys think. What is your skin type? Does it work for dry skin too? Let me know in the comments down below. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up if you do like this video, and also please do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already, so you'll be part of the ATFB fam. ATFB, all things fashion and beauty, and hit that post notification bell too while you're at it so you get notified of all of my future uploads. But I hope that you guys have a great day or night wherever you are, and I'm gonna go to bed now. But I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!